so we don't have to go to hell? Or
No.
No.
It's not that yes, you have to save yourself, but you have to want to be saved. It's not just, oh, suddenly someone's going to pluck you up and save you. You have to want to be saved while you're sitting there wallowing in your own sin. I mean, with Dante, I mean, he was sitting there in the woods. All right, it was his sin. He was sitting there wallowing in his sin, and he was he was offered the opportunity. He got a little help from me. He got a little help from Mary. He got a little help from Beatrice. But really, he wanted to be saved. He wanted to save himself from his sin.
We hear this every day.
Ah!
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, hi. I'm looking for something to wear. I'm going out to a party. Don't tell anyone. I'm supposed to be in hell. Okay? Yeah.
Hey, so do you know?
Do you think this would look good or no?
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. What were you saying?
don't you know a guy named Dante or something?
Huh? That?
Oh, yes.
That? Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you know, I won't. Yeah. I have too many shoes, you see. Way too many shoes, you know. But yeah. Yeah, I will never forget the time I met him, you know. It was one of those rare times, you know, when I was allowed, when I was supposed to, you know, like, I was supposed to be outside of my circle of hell, you know, and not only did I get to come here, or, you know, to the real world, you know, I got to lead him through all of the other layers of hell, through purgatory, and even paradise. It was great. But you know what? I will never forget the time I first met him. Like, you know, we spent, I mean, for so long, I mean, it was really depressing. We spent so much time going through the sins, you know, looking at the different levels of hell, you know, showing him the sins of others, you know. Oh, and you know, in my level, you know, for the grievous sin of being born too early, but I digress. But yeah, he really, you know, before that, he was sitting there wallowing in his own sin, literally in the woods of error. It was all him there. Everywhere else, it was everybody else's sin or what sins he might commit, you know. But the woods of error, that was all him. All of it. Completely him. You know, and the whole thing, you know, is he really has to redeem himself. He you know, I mean, you know, Virgin Mary talked to Lucia, and Lucia talked to Beatrice, you know, kind of this little old flame he had when he was a little boy, you know. He was really cute as a little boy, but yeah. And and then Beatrice talked to me and said, hey, why don't you, and kind of convinced me to go out and, you know, and I went up and I you know, and I helped him out, you know. He'd had this horrible run-in with the she-wolf, the leopard, the lion, you know. And you know, they each of those, you know, really represents some of the layers of hell, the different layers. You know, and no offense, but they scare the crap out of me, alright? You know, I mean, having to, I'm glad I'm really high up, you know, so I don't have to see them all that often, but I mean, I do not like dealing with them. But yeah, it's all, you know, so I'm there, and I offer him the chance to see, you know, so he's there wallowing in his own sin, basically, in the woods of error. And I come around, you know, and having been divinely, having received basically divine permission to do that, to help him and to get out of my lair of hell, yay. I offered him the chance to save himself, and you know, he was really you know, and he took the chance to save himself. I mean, he understood that he needed that he wasn't just going to magically be saved from his sin. He had to want to be saved, and you know, and because he wanted to be saved, he was saved in the end. You know, but it was really just really interesting meeting him, you know, talking to him. He was a pretty good writer too, you know. You know, actually writing, you know, one of the interesting things, you know, like, I wrote this book. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of it, the Aeneid. You know, I looked at a bunch of really old, really good Greek stuff, you know, and you know, and I